So the bomb goes off on Christmas Day, rocking downtown Nashville, Tennessee, and the main suspect is a man by the name of Anthony Warner. Anthony Warner was 63 at the time when this bomb had gone off. He had parked the RV, and then for about 15 minutes there was a robotic warning going off telling people to evacuate the area, warning people to get out of the area because there was a bomb. And about 15 minutes later, the bomb had subsequently went off, damaging, according to official reports, it seems that an estimated 40 buildings had been destroyed. The interesting thing though about these 40 buildings that were destroyed is that there was an article from 2 years ago outlining there would be 40 small cell towers placed in downtown Nashville. What I'm getting to is that a lot of people believe that this could have been motivated by 5G paranoia, or as people like to say, 5G conspiracy theories, that somehow he wanted to destroy AT&T's at least central main building and pretty much producing these 5G towers, you know, all across the state and the nation and so on and so forth. I think the interesting thing about that, like I said, is 40. A lot of official reports seem to state that there were about 40 buildings. They say more than 40, but the general consensus is that it's within that ballpark. And it's interesting to know that these 40 buildings and that the place of explosion, the location, was in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, and that in 2018. I think there was an article talking about the CMA Awards or something like that, covering and surfacing that there would be 40, they call them small cell towers that would be in Nashville, Tennessee. There was a lot of other, witness accounts of people, locals, residents of the state, the area, and all across the nation as well, that they didn't feel comfortable with these small cell towers being built, especially close to their homes without their consent, as they wanted to know what the long-term hazardous effects that this could have on them, which have been dismissed by the officials, saying, hey, if there was anything that was going to be happening, we wouldn't be putting them there in the first place. But anyway, I say all of this to say that it's very much possible that the bomb that had gone off in Nashville, Tennessee could be very much well linked to the 5G conspiracy, to the 5G paranoia that people have. And it would only make sense considering that the location of the RV at the time of the explosion was parked right outside the AT&T building. And like I said before, this was the central hub, if you will. So the fact that it was in Nashville with along with these small cell tower sites, right? And the fact that these small cell tower sites, like I said, were going to be pumping and producing 5G. This was going to basically be the foundation of where the 5G essentially would begin. And as we know, after the bomb went off, not only did it just cause collateral damage, physical collateral damage within the area itself, but it also caused a lot of telecommunications problems throughout kind of like that southern area, treading along into other states. So I really say all of this to say that there is something more to this than what people don't really realize. I'm not trying to make this something more than what it is, but I think that one thing that they're not talking about is that number 40 that keeps popping up. At least when I searched for it, I'm not saying that there were only 40 buildings destroyed once the bomb had went off, but it was that general consensus that it was around 40. They kept saying that number over and over again. And when I go back to that article talking about how there were 40 small cell tower sites within that downtown Nashville region that they were building that were going to be containing 5G technology, and that would be the foundation, it seems that the motive, a possible motive, could have been that he was very paranoid about the 5G technology. And if I even recall correctly, there was another account about how this Anthony Warner man was a techie guy, right? He was into tech, he did things, he worked on tech things. Is it a coincidence, first of all, that the 40 small cell site towers that they were pushing out in downtown could correlate to the 40 buildings that were hit heavily and the most when it came to this explosion. I was actually trying to personally do some research about where these 40 small cell tower sites were going to be placed in Nashville, Tennessee, in correlation where these 40 buildings that were really hit the hardest when it came. Now, obviously, it being a bomb, obviously the buildings closest to the area of impact would be affected the most. But what I'm trying to say here is that the fact that he even did it outside of an AT&T gives credence and plausibility to the fact that this could have been very much motivated by 5G paranoia and how, you know, he viewed 5G. Long story short, with all that being said, what are your guys' thoughts? Is it a coincidence that he just decided to park outside the AT&T's basically central hub of telecommunications, where these were the guys pushing out these 5G small cell towers and basically placing them in areas so we could get this, so they could get that whole 5G foundation rolling? And why did he, like, that's what I'm trying to say, why did he do it there of all places? Why did he do it there? He could have done it anywhere else. And his motive wasn't to kill people, because if his motive was to kill people, he wouldn't have given the warning. Not justifying that he should have had a bomb go off, because no, he shouldn't have had a bomb go off, but it was the very fact that he even had a warning in the first place to warn people. 15 minutes, and as we know from the official reports, it's really great that no one had suffered any deaths. There were no deaths, but there were 3 that were injured, but no one had died. But the fact that he even issued a warning prior to the bomb actually going off, not to mention the gunshots that had occurred right around that whole time frame, what was that all about? So I just want to know what you guys think, but I just wanted to pick apart and dissect, ask questions, put my thoughts out there for you guys. What do you guys think about the Nashville bombing? Because I do think that there is, that they keep saying that they don't know what the motive is or what the bomber's motive could have been, but I think that there is plausible evidence to support that motive was this 5G paranoia that has been sweeping since 2018. And once again, before we just quickly label things a conspiracy, I think it would be wise to investigate the evidence with unbiased notions and try to not think so much of, oh, well, that just sounds crazy. Let's investigate. Let's figure this thing out. Let's ask the questions. Long story short, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's a coincidence that, you know, 40 small cell sites, you know, it damaged about 40 buildings according to a lot of reports? There could have been a lot of reports that came out after that to really say that it could have been more. But like I said, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.